Hi friends, my name is Stenetta Anthony and this is my book, A Home for Sally, about a special needs puppy. Hope you enjoy! Mrs. Brooks had tried to get people who were visiting her home to take one or more of her puppies without success. After some time and with a sorrowful heart, she decided to take her puppies to the Loving Care Kennel. Mrs. Brooks heard this canine housing facility had a good adoption program and that her puppies would soon be placed with a loving family. As Mrs. Brooks entered the kennel with her puppies, they all walked in without difficulty, each one except Sally, who was limping. Sally was born with a physical handicap. She did not have a front left paw. Time at the kennel went by fast for Sally's siblings. Each of them was adopted within 1 month of being at the kennel. However, Sally's time at the kennel went by much slower. It had been 9 months and Sally still had not been adopted. Waiting to be adopted was miserable for this puppy. With tears rolling down her fur, Sally would often think, when is it my turn? When is someone going to adopt me? I have no brothers and sisters to play with. Most of my doggy friends are gone. I'm the last one left. By the time someone adopts me, I will no longer be a cute little puppy, but a full-grown dog with a big deformity. National Pet Adoption Month was soon approaching. It was a special time of the year when many people would visit the kennel looking to adopt a canine. To prepare for this special month, all the dogs in the kennel were groomed, their nails were clipped, polished, and their doggy fur brushed to a shiny coat. All the dogs enjoyed the special treatment, everyone except Sally. She wouldn't let the groomers put polish on any of her nails. She felt it was too embarrassing to have only 3 of her nails polished. After each dog was groomed, they were confident they would be adopted, including Sally. Monday morning came, and Chris, the owner of Loving Care, said to all the dogs, "Okay, everyone, be on your best behavior. I want each of you to be adopted and have a new home." As the doors opened, people began to come in. The kennel was super busy from the time they opened until the time they closed. Excitement was in the air. Children were running and playing with all the different dogs. As the children played, some of them would point to Sally saying, "Look at that funny looking dog. She can't even run." This was frustrating for Sally because she couldn't run but only limped behind the children. National Pet Adoption Month was almost over and Sally still hadn't been adopted. She was feeling sadder and sadder by the day. Watching as her friends were being adopted, Sally would walk to the mirror looking at herself. She thought about what her doggy friends Bobo and Zombie said to her, repeating it over in her mind. "You're not worth adopting. Who wants to adopt a deformed puppy?" She walked away from the mirror with her head hanging down, holding back her tears. Later that evening, when Chris was at Bobo, Zombie, and Sally's cages, she patted each of them on the head. "Don't be sad, guys. You'll have a home soon." Sally barked at her 2 friends and said, "Soon? When is soon? I can't go through this rejection much longer. If I'm not adopted, I don't know what I would do," crying softly as she walked to the back of her cage. It was the last day of National Adoption Month, and Sally was still waiting to be adopted. Only 2 customers had come into the kennel that day, and they were only purchasing toys for their new pets. No one was looking to adopt. "Well," said Chris, "I think I'm going to close a little early today. I haven't had any customers for hours." But before she could finish her sentence, the doors opened. In walked a couple with their child. They walked to the counter and began asking questions about the adoption process. While Chris was answering the couple's question, their child walked around the store. He went from one end of the store to the other, never seeing Sally. Going back to his mom, he asked, "Where are all the dogs? I thought we were coming to get a new puppy." Looking at her child, the mother replied, "Son, be patient. This is a big decision. I'm sure they have some dogs somewhere in the store." "Okay, Mom," replied the boy as she walked toward the back of the kennel. He opened the door and there was Sally standing by her cage. For a moment, she looked up with excitement, but then turned her head. Putting his hand out, the little boy said, "Come here, doggy." Sally didn't move. Again, the boy said, "Come here, doggy." Slowly, Sally limped to the boy. As he looked into Sally's eyes, he said, I think I found my new puppy. This is the one." Jumping up and down with excitement, the boy ran back to the front of the store. He said, "I found our puppy. Come in, look and see. This is the one I want." Hearing this, Sally's ears perked up. "Maybe this is the day," she said. Walking over to the cage, the parents looked at Sally and whispered to Chris, "Where's the dog's paw?" Chris began to explain that Sally was born without one of her paws, but other than that, she was a normal dog, and she was the last of her litter to be adopted. She is 9 months old and was the star student in her obedience class. Sally is great with children and has had all her vaccinations. As the couple talked, Sally waited, limping back and forth in her cage. It seemed to take forever. Sally wondered, what is the couple going to do? Calling to Chris, the couple said, "We've made our decision. We're going to adopt Sally." Hearing the news from her cage, Sally began to look around excitedly. She was finally going to be adopted. Sally couldn't wait to have her adoption papers signed and go to her new home. As the papers were signed, Sally proudly looked at her new family with a small tear rolling down her fur, thinking, "Someone finally wanted me, deformity and all." As the boy carried Sally out of loving care kennel, she became a little sad looking at her friends Bobo and Zombie sleeping in their cages, wondering if they would ever be adopted. The end.